Hello, everybody. Welcome to September edition of Workstreams.ai Working Wisely. My name is Roman. I'm co-founder of Workstreams.ai, and today I'm joined by Arianna Brown and Bruno, who are the latest producers of our videos. So we changed the format a little bit from our usual, where we sit together and do a lot of screen sharing, to something a little bit more interactive and learn about the latest release of our webinars. So without further ado, I would like to maybe jump a little bit in and welcome Ariana
Hey
and
everyone.
eventually maybe Bruno, who will come in to say hello as well. Hello, Bruno. This is not Borat, it's Bruno. So Bruno and Ariana spent a decent amount of time recently on working on webinars. So
Correct.
they will guide us a little bit through what these webinars actually bring
Mm-hmm.
and how did they come to production of these. But before we get to that, maybe let's just look back at the summer. Ariana, how was your summer?
It's not over yet, so it's been good so far. I got my hair done, so changed it a little bit. And yeah, spent some time in Spain and Italy and going to Greece at the end of the month, so it's going pretty well. What
Wow,
about you?
that's
How's your
nice.
summer?
That's nice. Italy, Spain, Greece.
Yeah,
Wow,
Mediterranean
congratulations.
life.
Nice, nice. For me, it was actually it started very early. I left in beginning of May to Portugal, and I spent a couple of months in Portugal. So I
Mm-hmm.
cannot really complain. A lot of time on the beach, a lot of time with my family. So
Perfect.
pretty good. The Portuguese Ocean is a little bit cold, but I don't mind it. So it's good to be back in office though, and we are lucky that the vaccination rates are quite high, and we are allowed to be together in the office. So really
Yeah,
looking
exactly.
forward to squeeze as much as we can within the next few months and from a close interactions.
Mm-hmm.
But while I was away and you guys were working on the videos, what was it like? Was it your first time involvement in video production?
Yeah, well, being an account director, I've never really worked on anything like this before. So, yeah, I was involved with writing the script, being the talent, and helping with sort of iterations of the videos. So, yeah, it was definitely a new experience for me.
Interesting. So yeah, I can imagine that as you said, as account director, this is not what you expected when you started with us roughly 6 months ago, right?
Yeah,
So I
exactly.
would like to say big thank you for stepping a little bit beyond what we where we started, and
It's been
taking.
fun.
Thank you. Taking the feedback from the users and converting it into something useful for the users. So who is this video? Or what are these video webinars actually for? Who is the right audience? Why should people watch it, and what they find inside?
Yeah, so essentially, the webinar series, what we wanted to do was create a centralized point where people can go and learn everything there is to know about Workstreams AI. So we have a beginner, intermediate, and advanced video. And essentially, we can't get to every single user that installs our product. We have so many people installing it and using it every single day. And so essentially, the videos act as a kind of library, and the users can act or use it as a self teaching resource.
Okay, so instead of reading documentation, I can just watch 5 minute videos, and
Exactly. So
I should
yeah,
know what's going on.
it's just 14 minutes of your life, and yeah, it's definitely worth it. So every user should check it out.
Okay, so you say 40 minutes. That means 40 minutes of one or two or three videos, or what is it?
Yeah, they're just over like 6 minutes each, depending on what it is. So yeah, it's
Okay, and are they split based on the topic, or how is it split?
they're split sort of what we sort of envision the user onboarding journey is like. It starts with sort of logging in, really basic things, creating your first task in Taskboard, and then we sort of move to more advanced things like creating goals, task templates, and stuff like that. So it really sort of starts from the very, very basics to the more complex topics.
Interesting. So we will get to see those videos after our short chat, but let's maybe look a little bit further behind the scenes. How is it to work in the video production? Is there anything specific which you would not expect that it takes to record 3 times 5 minute videos? How long does it take to record this? Screen sharing or screencasting plus audio. What does it involve?
A lot of work, a lot of
Okay.
time, a lot of patience. Yeah, I think when we sort of started this journey, we had no idea this would, yeah, take so much time, I guess. When we first started filming, actually, Bruno and I yeah, the first take that we did of the videos, it was a complete mess. I didn't know the script. He was expecting me to do the demo and read the script at the same time. And anyway, after 2 hours, we just were looking at each other and laughing like this is not working at all. We had a beer in the afternoon and then we came back, fixed the script, and then started again fresh. But yeah, it took a lot of takes of iterating the script, iterating the videos. But I really want to give credit to Bruno because he did the bulk of the work. So yeah.
Okay, well, I think that the credit is probably on all sides, but it's great to hear that. Script. I've been sometimes presented with you should follow these notes. We actually have a couple of questions over there in little help, but you know, it's one thing is to follow the guidelines, and sometimes it's good to get a little bit off the script. So I'm the off the script guy. So how was it for you when you said you had the script and then you somehow didn't follow it and then you rework it? Did you then at the end stick to the script, or it was sometimes like a little bit left and a little bit right?
Actually, by the end, we had done so many iterations of the script. We did it exactly because we went word by word through the script and agreed, disagreed on how certain things were explained. So yeah, it was essentially a formula by the end.
Okay, so
Yeah.
but you remember it because of the iterations. You already remember it word by word.
No, actually, we just sort of cut it. So some parts I had to memorize, just the introductions and the endings, and then the rest was sort of an overlay audio that I read.
Respect. I will always have a big admiration to anybody who can memorize things word by word. I've always had to remember, okay, this is what it is, this is how it works, so I can describe it, but I was never able to stick to the word. So
Yeah, it's super hard.
really big respect. Okay, good. So I can imagine, as you said, a lot of work. Was there any specific fun moment where which you remember, which you just sticks out of everything?
Yeah, I think definitely the first day when we were laughing. I mean, we've been laughing the whole way at our mistakes, which I think is super important when you're sort of venturing into an area, you know, project managing something with someone, a team member. You're not really sure what you're doing. Neither of you is, 100% sure. So yeah, it's super important just to stay positive and work through it together. But definitely the first day of filming is a solid memory for me.
Okay, sounds like a lot of fun. Cool. So before we get to see the webinars, I would like to ask you. So stepping back a little bit from the video production, you've been with us since mid March, so almost 6 months, and you are talking to a lot of users on daily basis. If maybe some of the current people who are watching, if you go to our website and click book a demo, you can book the time directly with Arianna and discuss all your needs, your use cases, and she will guide you through the best practices and help you to set everything up from the scratch or from our existing templates. But so you hear a lot of feedback from the users, you hear their opinions, but my question would be now more on your side. What is your favorite feature of Workstreams AI?
Yeah, so my favorite feature, definitely workflows. I mean, as a company, this kind of changed our propositioning, but it also really changed our whole offering to the users. They can now scale their process internally and really reach the magnitude of the product through workflows, as well as that task templates. So yeah, this saves the users heaps of time and yeah, it really caters to customizing their process, and as well as that locking subtasks to a work step, which really helps nail down the process even further. So I really like explaining those three features to the users.
Okay, so we touched upon interesting fact, explaining features to users. What is the feature which is the hardest to explain?
Oh, that's hard. Interesting. I'm not sure. What do you think is the most difficult feature to explain to users? You have a lot of experience talking to users.
I think that how to change the avatar might be a difficult one.
That's easy. That's super easy to do.
How do you do it then?
Well, actually, this is all done from inside your communication platform. So yeah, this is actually something we get asked a lot. So Microsoft Teams users, it's really common for them to ask, how do I change my avatar? And this is all done super easy. It's all done within Microsoft Teams. And then we have Slack users. They often ask us, you know, how do I configure my notification settings? It's a really common question. And then this, once again, is done from inside Slack. So maybe users kind of struggle between, what's done inside their communication platform and what's actually done inside Workstreams. So
Yeah, that's the fact. So just a little bit of history. We started as a Slack first application back in 2018, 17 as a prototype. We slowly grew up and extended our presence to Microsoft Teams. And through learnings on these two platforms, we learned a lot about what are the people's expectations from a collaborative tool which is built on communication but has its own unique interface and provide people the best access to what they actually need to work on today. And out of these learnings came a lot of new ideas which we will be bringing in within the end of this year, and it should actually allow people to administer all their preferences and settings as they would expect in any standalone application directly within Workstream. So stay tuned. There are some big changes coming in. Just to give a little trail on what's coming in the long term future. But let's get back to the features which we currently have, and which, so you said the workflows are your favorite, the work step restrictions are your favorite, and is there anything which you know a little bit the roadmap, the short and midterm? Is there any feature which you are looking for the most, waiting for the most in general, which would be the most
enticing for the users.
Yes, and for you.
Yeah. Well, I'm really looking forward to recurring tasks. This is something we get asked, I think, weekly, if not daily, and we are fully aligned internally and agree. This is definitely the next step forward for us. Actually, it's going to come really, really soon. So really excited to launch that and show that to the users, as well as that clickable links. So that will just be something. Small detail, but really handy for the users using custom fields and having links inside it, so it will automatically direct to the URL. You won't have to copy and paste it inside the search bar. And then calendar per taskboard. So this will really give a timeline to the users for all their tasks related to a specific project. So looking forward to that.
Nice. Looking forward to that too. And so talking about the future, and so this is your expectations. These are yours favorite new things to come up. What might be the most requested feature from the users? Is there overlap, or is that something different?
Definitely the timeline is super. I mean, calendar per task board for us is how we call it internally. Actually, a really requested feature, and it's super upcoming for us, is the Get Stuff Done or GSD index. So it will really add this sort of performance aspect to our product. People will be able to see how long it takes to complete a task, what the average time is per task board, per user, and so on and so forth. So this is super important. We have a lot of customers in the customer service segment and also marketing segment. So it's really important for our customers. So that'll be super good to launch soon as well.
Yeah, I hope we will be able to show the first glimpse of that within the next Working Wisely. At this current moment, it's still in a very early, I would call it baby shape. We see some first numbers and are gaining some first feedbacks from our early adopters internally, and it's really something where we want to break the barriers between something takes days, something takes weeks, and something should take just minutes. We want to give you a tool which where you basically see if the value is above 1, this task is underperforming. If the value is below 1, this task is performing. Whether the 1 means 2 hours or 2 weeks will be down to you to set, but also will come out of the average movement on the time of needed for a task to be finished within a given work step or within a given task board for a given user. So there will be a lot of flexibility and relativity involved. So really looking forward to this as well. And there's a couple of other things which are in our bundle with this toolbox, like frozen tasks, which are also very interesting. They will give you way different view of what actually has been touched when. So these are little things which are coming soon. But for us, August was summer month and also vacation time. Many people took the vacation and were lucky to get somewhere to the coast and enjoy a little bit of the sunshine and the water. We worked a little bit on overall topics, made things a little bit round. Last time we had a release of many things, so we made some improvements on that. We made a massive step forward with releasing our APIs to public, and we are looking now for beta testers of our APIs. So if you would be interested in further in-depth collaboration with our tool, please get in touch and we will give you early access. But in general, there are still many topics which we would like to deliver within this year, and the webinars are really nice enrichment to the delivery of the current year. So I think we can probably park it here, unless you might have some question for me which you would like to know.
Yeah, actually, I do, if it's fine
Okay,
for you.
right, let's do it. I didn't
So,
expect that.
so I actually heard on the grapevine that you recently used Workstreams for a personal project building your van.
That's right.
So how did Workstreams help you in your personal life or personal project to get stuff done?
All right, so we use actually internally in my family Workstreams for a couple of things. We have a little taskboard for child-related topics. So before our son was born, it was the classic thing. What do you need to buy? Or the panic. Okay, long checklist. You need all these socks. You need all these windows and everything you need. That slowed down eventually because when you become a parent, it becomes kind of clear that okay, you deal with the things on fly, and you don't have to have a recurring task for buying diapers. It's just they are there, they are not.
Yeah.
You see that they will not be there, so you need to get them.
Yeah.
It's quite straightforward. But with building the van, I used roughly 2 months to within quite a deep pandemic to order things, and it had to be a little bit organized, and certain things also have a time dependency. So just using the priority of the Kanban board, I put the things which had to be done before the other things higher, linked with couple of different options as a subtask, and then in collaboration with my lady, we did a little bit of research. For example, we were looking at buying windows for the side panels. So we listed a couple of options, did a research, found a couple of shops where you can find these, then deleted those which were not fitting, and just actually left those which we wanted to buy. And by going step by step, first of all, I gain a clear visibility of what needs to be done next. Then I also found at the end that okay, this is everything we've done so far, and there is still a lot of things which needs to be done, but they can wait. So by giving them different labels, I created different goals, something which needs to be done before the trip, and something which can follow before the winter. So I think it helps a lot in a way that you do not lose the traction of what still needs to be done, even though it might not be done now, and what needs to be done now. That's for us, I think, the main thing. Even collaboration just between two people, it already brings a clarity. And compared to spreadsheet, it has a massive advantage. It's always synchronized with your communication platform, and you have the attachments and everything in one place, which for me is the core thing. And it's simple to use.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Okay, I have another question.
Okay.
So if you, well, seeing as us as a Workstreams team, there's so many different members across different continents and different time zones. So how do we manage, or how do you find it managing a team across so many continents, so many different time zones and areas? Do you find it difficult?
I think so. In my personal history, I worked within a bigger corporate or bigger organizations, corporations, super small companies which were small and grew to bigger size, and team which where I started on the beginning maybe was 15 members, grew to the size of close to 100. So different challenging times, but it was never fully remote. The fully remote situation, which came basically last year, is something which I was preaching that it's possible for probably last 10 years. However, I think there is a big difference between having a chance to work remotely and being forced to work remotely with no choice of sitting together. So with the pandemic coming in, we basically switched a little bit to the hiring of anybody around the world as remote first, because that it didn't really matter whether we sit together or not, because we cannot sit together. So together means being able to communicate clearly. So how do I manage all of that, or how do I see it? I see it challenging when it's remote only, when you don't have a chance to actually sit together and have a normal communication as humans are made to, or as and just know how to do it. Because when it comes down to basics, the communication is not only about typing or calling or video calling. There's a lot of things which are expressed through body language.
Being in
And
person, yeah.
yes, and I think especially just typing can be many times misinterpreted, and people need to be really careful about what they type, because it's not about how you say things. The how is also the intonation and your body language, which is missing in the written world. So when it comes to learnings and how to manage things in distributed team, for me personally, it's a lot about losing expectations, dropping them down, and making the flexibility a little bit more open. More respect and empathy. That is very, very critical, because our expectations will never be matched, and the empathy actually helps us to loosen these expectations. While it's still important to clearly communicate what we need to get done, and have a rough timeline on how this should be delivered. And when this doesn't match exactly the reality, learn out of it and try to improve it step by step.
With Workstreams.
Primarily with communication.
Yeah.
And then having a clear way how to capture the results of the communication. That's where Workstreams fits in.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'll leave it there for your your questions.
Well, I would like to see the videos now, and then we come back and maybe talk a little bit further, but not much more. But just to sum it up. So now, please enjoy the show, and we see you in a bit.
Welcome everyone to Getting Started with Workstreams AI. My name's Arianna, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your taskboard just the way you want it. Workstreams AI is a task management application that is integrated in your communication platform. Simply log in using your existing Slack, Microsoft, or Google account credentials. Here we have the Workstreams AI interface, showing your My Personal Tasks taskboard. On the top right, you will see your avatar and subscription details. Click here to check your current subscription plan. Avatar images and notifications can be updated directly from inside your communication platform. On the left, you can jump to any taskboard by pressing Ctrl or Command K. Check out all shortcuts by the bottom left. You can sign in with multiple teams in the Workstreams AI app, perfect for keeping your work and personal life separate. Now we're going to create a new taskboard via the taskboard menu. Workstreams will prompt you to associate a taskboard to a channel. You can select the right reporting channel or create a new one. Add a topic for your taskboard and make it public or private. Add any team members you want to collaborate with. Now let's get to making your first task. Creating a task can be as simple or as complex as you need it to be. You can start a new task by selecting New Task here, or just press N. For a simple task, enter the name of the task, assign it to a team member, and confirm when it needs to be done by. Press Save. This is what we call the big card overlay view. If you're looking for more detail, remember to include a description, custom fields, subtasks, and subtask assignees. Our text formatting feature allows you to neatly display text in italic, bold, as code, quotes, and/or bullet points in the way that works best for you. Workstreams AI also adopts pre-existing text formatting from your clipboard. Custom fields enable you to enter any clear, distinct variables within your task, such as a budget, address, imported dates, and any other custom parameter that is essential for your business need. Due dates. We know that projects, processes, and daily tasks have to be completed within a certain time frame. Workstreams AI ensures your tasks are completed in a timely way by adding a due date. If required, you can include a start and end date. A task or project is often made up of little subtasks. Our subtask feature allows you to be as granular as you need to be. Assign subtasks to your team members. Include a due date. And even lock a subtask to a work step. In case you need to upload any documents, files, or attachments related to the task, use the File Attachment feature here. Another great feature we have is Follow a Task or Add Followers. Any team member can receive updates on the status of a task by being added as a follower. You can even chat to your team from inside the task to get instant updates. Here you can also attach files and log discussion for specific tasks before anything is finalized. You may notice there are many other actions available on the right-hand side. And that's it. You have successfully prepared your first task. You can check out all tasks that are assigned to you under the My Task section. We will cover this in more detail in the next video. Now you must be thinking, how does my task go from being just planned to completed? You can update the status of the task here in the Big Card Overlay menu, or here in the drop bar menu, or just simply drag and drop to whichever work step you like. Here we have added a few additional tasks as an example, just to give a better idea of how it will look. If your work steps are a bit more detailed, or you want to customize them, at any point this can be done via the Taskboard settings menu. For our example, we created a design workshop theme. And for our process, we're going to update the work steps from planned, in progress, completed, to planned, kickoff, in progress, review, and completed. This is easily added and adjusted via your Taskboard settings. And now we're ready to get tasking. If you have any questions or feedback, you can simply write to us at feedback@Workstreams.ai. If you're interested in how to configure taskboards and taskboard templates, check out our next video. Happy tasking! Welcome everyone to Getting Started with Workstreams.ai, Intermediate. In our last video, we covered the basics of configuring your settings, creating your first task, and Taskboard. Today, we're going to be doing a deep dive into Taskboard settings, My Tasks, and task templates. Let's take a look. If your Taskboard has a number of tasks in it and you're finding it difficult to locate a task, simply use the filter function. Here you can filter by assignee, custom field, or title. You can also filter by modifier, for instance, has label, has description, or has attachment. Labels are great for easy discovery and filtering. For our example, we can filter by all tasks associated with summer 2021. In the top right-hand corner, you have the opportunity to change your Workstreams.ai Taskboard settings view, horizontal or vertical, whatever suits you best. Taskboard settings. To configure, you can simply go to Taskboard settings. From here, you can create and update work step names, add any custom fields, and configure your communication platform message settings. To better identify tasks in your channel, you can give each task a unique ID. This enables you to assign a custom code identifier to each task within the Taskboard. Once set up, the ID cannot be changed. When it comes to archive, you can archive tasks, taskboards, or access your archive at any time via the top right menu. To take a look at all tasks by due date, you can simply view this via the My Tasks menu. Here, you will be shown any subtasks and tasks that are overdue, due soon, and due in the future. Any tasks without a due date will appear towards the end of the My Tasks list. On the right-hand side, you will see you have the ability to integrate your calendar with your tasks. Any tasks that have the due date and are assigned to you can be displayed in your Outlook or Gmail calendar simply by authorizing the calendar integration. You can also access any followed tasks here and view any of your team's tasks. Another handy setting is to display multiple taskboards at the same time via the taskboard selection switch here. Select which taskboards you would like to view at the same time and simply scroll down to view all. Creating a task template. In order to replicate task settings from one task to the next, it's best you use the task template feature. Task templates save time and effort by copying over existing task settings and leaving out any unnecessary details. You can create a new task template by selecting Create New Template. Now you'll be prompted to select tasks from your taskboard to be included in the template. By clicking on the relevant tasks within the taskboard, you can easily populate your task template. Give your template a name and configure your task template settings by checking and unchecking relevant fields. Press Save. And that's it. And now you have created your first task template. You can find your task templates within the task template library or search by name. Because there is no I in team and often a task or project is divided up, invite team members to collaborate via the top right menu. You can also download your taskboard for reporting purposes by selecting Download Taskboard as CSV.
Thanks for tuning in today. If you want to know more about Workstep settings, goals, and some other advanced features, check out our next video. Happy tasking!
Welcome everyone to Getting Started with Workstreams.ai Advanced. Today we're going to be looking at configuring your Workstep settings, assigning Workstep owners and auto assignees, and creating goals. Let's get started. In case you haven't tested it out already, in order to configure your Workstep settings, you can do this via the top right menu of your Workstep. Here you can update properties and assign ownership and automation. Assigning a Workstep owner means only the Workstep owner or task assignee is able to make changes to any tasks within the Workstep. This setting is perfect for Worksteps that act as a milestone or require authorization. Auto assignee simply means that as tasks are moved into this Workstep, the task will automatically be assigned to that person, saving you time and allowing you to get on with your work. If you want to forward tasks to another board, you can do this via our Auto Forward feature. Assign the correct channel and workstep that you want to forward the task to. Does your subtask require more detail? You can create a second subtask. Copy the link of that task and use it as a subtask for the first task. Then, simply by clicking on it, it will load the full second task. To ensure your tasks are completed by the right person, at the right time, in the right order, make sure you add a due date, a subtask owner, and lock a subtask to a workstep. This ensures your process is followed exactly as intended. You cannot update a subtask when the task is not in the correct workstep. What if you have different teams working across multiple taskboards? How do you track the progress of different teams working towards the same goal? Well, luckily, we have a feature to cater just for that. If you're building a website, you have multiple people working across the project. You can monitor its progress through our Goals feature. On the left-hand side, go to Goals, Add New Goal. Here we're going to enter our goal, create and launch a new website. Insert a description, add a label, and select a primary reporting channel. Here you can see the marketing board, the UX, and the developers board all have tasks in various stages of progress for the Create, Launch, New Website goal. If you have any questions, check out our support section on the bottom left. You can also leave us feedback here and simply write to us at feedback@workstreams.ai. So thanks again for your time today. If you want to create custom and scalable workflows for your team, check out our latest feature, Workflows, in our next video. Happy tasking!
Right. So we are back. I hope you enjoyed the videos and that you find them useful. We are definitely looking forward to hear what you think about them, and if some of the features could be maybe explained into more detail, or if you would like to see some other features covered by our next webinars, please let us know. But I believe that there definitely is something waiting on the track for the next videos, Arianna. So do we have an idea what is the next video coming out?
I'm
Or what
glad
is
you
it about?
asked.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so definitely our next video will cover workflows. So this is, another key step for us. And then, let's see what the users ask for. I mean, the world is our oyster, so we can do anything.
Great. I'm looking forward to collaborating on the workflows because I've heard that you would like me to take a little part in it. So I really like the videos, and I would like to say big thank you to everybody who was involved with it. So it was Arianna, it was Bruno, but it was also our UX team, and it was also marketing. It was everybody who actually have something to do with the public-facing world. So thanks a lot, everybody. It really was a quite long project, and I believe we learned a lot out of it, and we will continue in this journey and deliver more interesting videos which will help people to get started in easy way in chunks rather than just short videos.
And thanks to our development team for making all our great features. Otherwise, where
That's
would we
true.
be?
We would have nothing to show.
Exactly.
So I would like to toast to that and say cheers, everybody. Cheers, Bruno.
Toast.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
watching,
watching.
and stay tuned. Hopefully your day was as productive as ours, or maybe more. And we see you again in a month's time. Ciao.